Hello, Ma'am Aubrey here. On May 1, 2019, a group of scientists explored the deepest part of our ocean. So, one man, one submarine dived into the deepest, darkest part of our ocean that's located in the Pacific Ocean, the Marianas Trench, and it's called the Challenger Deep. So, that man went 38,800 feet underwater and he found four new marine species. But aside from those new species, he found a plastic bag and candy wrappers. So, trash, human trash or waste, is located in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. You know that our waste or trash problem is so bad when we have already littered the deepest part of our ocean. And that's what we're going to talk about today, waste. So welcome to our Earth Science Module 8. For this module, we will be describing how people generate different types of waste, solid, liquid, and gaseous in forms as they make use of various materials and resources in everyday life, and also explain how different types of waste affect people's health and the environment. So before we go ahead and discuss what are the different types of waste and the environment, let's define waste first. Waste is any material, substance, or byproduct which is eliminated or discarded as no longer useful or required. So ultimately, these are earth resources, either energy, soil, water, or synthetic products. So any resource that is considered as no longer useful depends on you. If as a society we consider that no longer useful, then we will discard it as waste. This may come in different forms. It's solid, liquid, or gas forms. Before you completely say wastes are bad, let's take note that all human activities generate waste. It's almost impossible to avoid the generation of waste because even in small amounts, there will be wastes in any form of activity. So for example, if I crochet, and there will be high chances that I will not be using 100% of this yarn. There will be some like 1 or 2 inches that will be discarded and will be considered as waste. And if I make a cup of coffee, I will not drink 100% of the particles of the coffee. There will be some residues in the mug itself, and that will be discarded and considered as waste. Now, wastes are different from pollution, however. Pollution is the introduction of harmful materials in the environment. Wastes, if they are toxic or inherently harmful or excessive, it may have the potential to become pollution. So waste may become pollution in certain conditions. Okay, so this graph is showing us the waste generation per capita, and this is provided by the World Bank, September 2018. So this means this is the collected data of how much trash one person generates per day, and they averaged it per country. So we will be seeing how much trash by average a person generates per country. So for example, the ones in dark yellow, you have Canada, United States, Australia, I think this is New Zealand, Mongolia. They produce greater than 1.50, almost 2 kilos of trash per person. That's the general or the data we got from the first world countries, except Mongolia. I'm not sure of Mongolia's classification. Then we also have 1 to 1.5 kilos, the ones in faint colors. So we have some parts of America, like South America. We have Russia. Russia. And then the ones in faint blue-green are 0.50 to 0.99. So from half a kilo to almost a kilo, you have countries producing that per person. So Southeast Asia does that, and most of Africa. And then the ones in dark green has less trash. They produce 0 to half a kilo per day per person. So for example, Philippines is included in that. So the chances are as a Filipino, you produce like almost half a kilo of trash per day. Now, if you think about it, you will see that the first developed countries are the ones producing most of the trash in the world. So it comes with the quality of life. When your life has a lot of requirements and needs, and stuff, basically, the more stuff you have, the more activities you have, then you will generate more waste, and that comes with the first world country type of lifestyle. The poorer countries, they produce less waste. However, there comes the problem of waste management. So even if we Philippines, for example, produce less waste, there might be some problems in terms of how we handle our waste. So more of those data later on. So again, first world countries have the tendency to have higher wastes, while the lower countries have less but have problems in terms of waste management. Okay, we can classify wastes into different types, and we're basing it on the United Nations Economic and Social Commission report, or UNESCAP. So first, you have your municipal solid waste, or MSW. So these are the things that are normally generated, you and I generate per day. So these happens in household, businesses, and commercial establishments. So again, we are classifying our waste based on the activity. So for example, normal activities like us, schools, businesses, homes, these are considered normal or municipal solid waste. So what we have is food waste, because we have to eat, kitchen wastes, plastics that we discard from groceries or other products that we purchase, some metals, some glass, and small amounts of construction. And there might be hazardous wastes because we use bleaches and other cleaning products. So those can be hazardous. Now, industrial solid wastes are different because these are byproducts of manufacturing. So packaging materials that are extra and cannot be recycled, so we throw that. Paper, so boxes, waste from food processing, rubber, leather, extra pieces of wood or leather or clothes that cannot be used, then that's considered as industrial solid waste. Number 3, you have your agricultural waste and residue. So things from your crops that you can no longer use. For example, the corn, the example of the corn again. We don't use the whole plant of the corn. So you take the corn product and discard the rest of the plant. So the rest of the plant is considered as waste. So wastes may include animal manure, husks. So the husks are the coconut husks. Straws, etc. So for example, if you harvest rice, we don't eat the full rice, just the bits, some of the rice plants. So the leaves and the stems are discarded, and that's considered as wastes. Then number 4, you also have hazardous wastes. So they can be taken from industrial, agricultural, manufacturing, nuclear, hospitals, and other healthcare facilities. So healthcare facilities have hazardous waste because they require a lot of disinfecting products. Since they are handling diseases, viruses, bacteria, they have to clean a lot of their materials, disinfect surfaces, and they in turn uses a lot of disinfecting products. And if mixed into the environment, that's actually dangerous. So major components are chemical, like our cleaning products, petrochemical, petroleum, so this is in terms of industrial, metals, wood treatment, solvents, dry cleaners, pesticides, and herbicides. So aside from our industrial and our healthcare facilities, agriculture may also contribute to this. Okay, then number 5, this is not included in the UNESCAP classification, but other sources also segregate wastewater in their classification, and we'll put a parentheses to signify this. So wastewater, this is considered as well as sewage water or dirty water. So water that we discard after we use them. So after you take a bath, After you wash plates, after you do the laundry, the water that goes down in our sinks, in our toilets, will be considered as wastewater. Okay, so 5 different classifications.